Hello and welcome to Btown Real Property Talk. I'm Lance daSilva, and in today's episode, we are talking all about the home inspection process, which is such an important process when you're buying a home and can certainly be important if you're a seller trying to sell a home and just understanding what that process is. Today, my guest is Richard Hull, business owner and home inspector of a local branch Pillar to Post. Richard, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, Lance. Good morning. Thanks for having me. Doing fantastic. Glad to be here today.
I figured we could just jump right into it with our first question and just kind of see where our conversation goes. What's the number one thing about the home inspection process that you think most people don't know or aren't aware about?
Well, I think the home inspection process is always looked at in a real estate transaction as, oh my gosh, it's the biggest stressor. It's one of the largest concerns. What I'd like people to know is it's an opportunity, right? Look at it as an opportunity, glass half full. And you're just there to learn about the condition of the house the way it is today. And I'm there to help you learn about that, right? We're going to connect, we're going to talk, we're going to understand exactly where that house is and the condition that it's in today. So it's kind of, we want to build a stress-free environment and allow you the opportunity to understand if there's maybe things going on with the house and understand what the steps are to take to address what may be going on versus being scared.
From start to finish, what's the home inspection process even look like?
That's a great question, Lance. For us, the home inspection process actually starts before we ever get to the home. We like to reach out to the client the day before, touch base, and start talking about expectations and concerns with the house that they may have, and even talking about what they may need to be concerned about and questions that they may need to ask. Because a lot of times people don't even know what to ask. They're like, "No, I don't have any concerns. I don't have any questions." Right? And we'll even help with that and say, "These would be our concerns, and this is what we're going to look at." So we start the day before, talk about what the inspection is going to entail, and what does an inspection entail? A full inspection from any home inspector includes an entire inspection of the property, including the roof, under the house, whether it's a basement or crawl space, fable, around the house, outside, inside the house, and testing all the systems and appliances that are in the house as well. So you know exactly what's working, what's not, and kind of what stage of life everything's.
Help us understand what are the things in a home inspection report that, let's say, home buyers should worry about, and maybe what are some things that show up and it's just something to keep in mind and be aware of, but maybe not be a deal breaker for them. So could you comment on that a little bit?
So you kind of get into kind of a major problem versus a minor problem versus maintenance, right? That's kind of the three levels we talk about when we talk about home ownership, right? And so majors is anything that to deal with structural issues or anything past its normal life expectancy, right? We kind of put in the major category. Now, it doesn't mean that the house is going to have major problems. We put it in the major category just to have it addressed, right? Let's say you have a cracked wall in a basement and it's to the point that we say recommend a structural engineer assess, right? That doesn't mean that it is a major problem today. It means get that structural engineer, let them come in and assess it, and they can give you a repair strategy, right? And I've been beside a structural engineer where he's looked at that basement wall and said, that's we just need to do some dirt work outside, put some new gutters up, right? Sometimes it's that simple. And then unfortunately, there's other times that they say, no, we need to do this foundation work, right? So we just recommend, if we make those recommendations, we highly encourage to kind of follow that process so you can make an informed decision.
What can realtors do to help sellers prepare for to put their home on the market? Like, is there anything that a seller could do preemptively?
For sure. Yes. So we do that. We do pre-inspects the same as we do for buyers. We do the same inspection for sellers. And it's been proven in the market that if they do a pre-inspect, that the house sells faster and for more money because they've got a report, they've had an inspector come in, they've shown that they're proactive. And if anything's found, usually if there's any thing that would be a concern, it's been addressed, and it even the reports updated to say, hey, there were some problems found when they were addressed and they've been corrected. So absolutely, it's a highly recommended for a pre-seller.